ChatGPT. Relate ACM to the movie The Mission. The Mission through the lens of A Course in Miracles. The Mission is a profound story about guilt, forgiveness, redemption, devotion, service, sacrifice, and the tension between worldly power and spiritual truth. Through the lens of A Course in Miracles, ACM, it becomes a deeply moving exploration of the healing power of forgiveness and the journey from self-condemnation to innocence. At its heart, the movie asks, can a mind burdened by guilt discover peace? ACM answers, peace comes through accepting the innocence that guilt has hidden. The weight of guilt. Rodrigo Mendoza begins the story consumed by guilt. His past seems unforgivable. His self-condemnation seems justified. The ego thrives on guilt because guilt preserves the belief in separation. ACM teaches that guilt is never the truth about God's Son. The movie powerfully illustrates this burden. The search for redemption, Mendoza attempts to redeem himself through effort, through hardship, through penance, through sacrifice. The ego believes redemption must be earned. ACM teaches that redemption is accepted, not earned. The movie beautifully explores this distinction. The burden we drag. One of the film's most memorable symbols is the heavy bundle Mendoza drags up the mountain. This burden symbolizes guilt itself, past mistakes, self-judgment, old identities. ACM teaches that the mind carries burdens that have no real purpose except to maintain suffering. The movie beautifully reflects this symbolism. Forgiveness as liberation. The pivotal moment comes not through punishment, but through forgiveness. Forgiveness dissolves what guilt cannot. ACM teaches that forgiveness is the release of illusions rather than the overlooking of sins. The movie powerfully demonstrates this healing. The innocence beyond the story. The indigenous people repeatedly embody a simplicity and openness that contrast sharply with the ambitions and conflicts of the larger world. ACIM teaches that innocence is not naivety, but the recognition of our true nature. The movie beautifully points toward this innocence. 2 responses to conflict. The film presents different responses to attack: resistance, defense, nonviolence, faith. ACM often invites us to question the ego's assumption that attack can solve anything. The movie explores this tension with remarkable depth. Service and purpose. The missionaries dedicate themselves to serving others. At their best moments, they extend love rather than personal ambition. ACM teaches that true purpose is found through extending love. The movie beautifully reflects this calling. The world's power versus God's power. Political authorities, institutions, and military forces dominate much of the story. Yet beneath these forms lies a deeper question. Where does true power come from? ACIM teaches that God's strength is found in love, not control. The movie beautifully contrasts these two systems. The healing of the heart. Mendoza's greatest transformation is not external, it is internal. His identity shifts from guilt to service, from self-hatred to love. ACIM teaches that healing is always a change of mind. The movie beautifully reflects this truth. The central reflection. The ego watches the mission and asks, how can I pay for my mistakes? How can I earn redemption? How can I make up for the past? The Holy Spirit watches the mission and asks, what if forgiveness has already released the burden? Viewed through ACIM, the movie becomes a profound lesson about guilt, forgiveness, and the acceptance of innocence. Mendoza's journey symbolizes the mind releasing the heavy burden of self-condemnation and accepting healing. The deepest message may be, the ego teaches that guilt must be carried and redemption must be earned. The Holy Spirit teaches that guilt is a mistaken belief and innocence remains untouched beneath every error. True healing begins when we stop dragging the past behind us and allow forgiveness to reveal the peace that has always been present. Go to mwge.org to find mystical quotes and a brief write-up by David Hoffmeister.